Let's get into the chaos. Alright, so this is going to be my extended review of the Super Mario movies. As you can see, I'm dressed up as Super Mario for this occasion. Okay, I'm vaguely dressed up as Princess Peach for this occasion. I did this joke when I did a different movie review, and I thought it would be decently funny to do it a second time, especially since it's not on my YouTube channel, it's on my other something else, my TikTok. But yeah, we're gonna get to this review. You might have to get a little closer because you're not gonna be able to hear me from all the way over there. Much better. All right. And then since I don't have a peach crown, I used a headband that vaguely resembles something of Bowser's, I guess. Like the spikes thing, you know. So I don't know. All right. So Super Mario movies. I'm so glad we were able to get these movies, especially the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The first movie was a little, it was just kind of everywhere. And the second movie seemed more focused, even though it had like more stuff going on, but the stuff was done in a way where it seemed more focused. So starting with the first movie, I think it was just kind of what you expect if you think of a Mario movie, you know, just like put everything Mario into a movie, and that's basically what you get. And the story is very simple, but that's almost what you'd expect, kind of just like playing a Mario video game. You know, the story's they're not very complex, so that's kind of what the movie goes for, like a not very complex story. It's obviously just about Peach getting kidnapped. It's about Luigi getting kidnapped. Oh, they changed it up. I mean, Luigi getting kidnapped isn't really that important. You honestly could have not had Luigi get kidnapped and it would have been the same story. The only thing is Mario had more of a drive to join the story, but I think Mario would have been the type of character to probably join anyway. So I think Luigi kind of didn't really need to get kidnapped when you think about it. So I don't really mind it, again, because Mario's stories aren't complex in general. So when you think about Mario being translated to a movie, you probably wouldn't have like the highest expectations. The best thing you can hope for is that it just has Mario stuff in it. You know, the first Mario Bros. Movie ever made way back in the day, whenever the heck that was, I don't remember. It was like sometime in the 1990s, somewhere. The movie just had basically the title of the Mario Bros. Movie or whatever, and didn't really have anything to do with Mario. So this time around, everything is exactly Mario. Like, you take the game and you put it into movie form, like quite literally. I obviously enjoyed the movie. It's not my favorite movie of all time. It was probably like a 7 out of 10. While I say the story didn't have to be complex or anything, I do think the story fumbled. Like I said, even in my short review, that the movie was kind of scattered, like all over the place, and also didn't really take time to let the scene set at all. So you had one scene, like I know, like off the top of my head, the scene where Mario and Peach, Toad was there too, they were just having like camping for the night or whatever, and Peach and Mario barely had a conversation together about where Peach might be from, and then it just moves on. It was trying to build a bond between them, but it didn't really hit because, you know, there wasn't enough time to let anything hit. There was also the way the adventure started, I thought was a little, you know, just went off too fast. Mario goes into the freaking pipe, talks to Toad, and is just like, oh, we need to save him immediately. And then they go to Peach's castle, and then it's like, all right, we're going on this adventure. Like, just basically immediately. And it's not as bad as the first time or first few times I watched it, because to me it seems like that Mario was accidentally tossed into the adventure when it was about to start anyways. So Peach was already, Bowser's already doing his conquest, whatever. Peach is already on her way to stop him. Like that was like the movie started before Mario got there, basically. So it makes sense why Peach is kind of on her way at the moment when Mario arrives at the castle. Like they already kind of made up this plan, or you can interpret that this plan was already made up and talked about like before Mario even went through that pipe. And then Peach seems more like a character to just jump headfirst into things, and that's something I got from the second Mario movie, which makes me think back on the first Mario movie that, yeah, this is definitely Peach's character, not just like the movie just moving through things too fast, even though the movie kind of definitely is doing that, but also it also seems acceptable because this seems to be within character for things to just be moved on. And the way everyone is characterized is pretty good. It's not like they're necessarily how they act in the game, which isn't really much to go off of because they barely have personalities in the game. I mean, I'd say like nowadays they definitely do have distinct personalities. I mean, obviously like Luigi's is like literally super defined. When it comes to movie adaptations or any adaptation in general, I don't really mind if characters don't act exactly the same, or different parts of the world are a little bit different. To explain each character individually, Luigi, like I said, is the one who didn't change from his game. He's just coward through and through, afraid of basically everything. That's him in the game, that's him in the movie. Mario is a character who never gives up, which is something you might be able to say. You could say that's him in the video games, but in the movie specifically, Mario goes through a lot of struggles and never gives up with it. Whereas in the video games, he's kind of a character that just is very skilled and very, very good at everything. And he's like an amazing hero who's very competitive. Mario in video games does not go through as much struggle as the Mario in the movie. I mean, I guess you could say he could, depending on like gameplay wise, if an amateur is playing through Mario. But I think the way the attitude Mario has is more so that not going through struggles because of how much energy he has while going through the game. He's like woohoo through every single stage. He's a quirky character who likes to help out, loyal to the princess, and just like energetic, and likes to be involved with stuff. Like obviously in the movie, in the beginning, he joins the adventure just for the heck of it. He just immediately wants to be involved with everything Mario's doing, literally just from the start. And he wants Mario to join the adventure with him. And then Princess Peach is depicted as a strong leader who defends her kingdom. Yeah, she's very good at protecting her subjects. I don't know why all these words are just like not coming to me. I think I need to sleep instead of doing this review. Her toads, just she protects her toads. And like I said before, she really jumps into action without too much thought. And obviously Bowser is a very vicious villain, but also a big goofball. So he's just very ferocious, wants domination, but then he has a soft side, being in love with Princess Peach. He just unintentionally has that weird personality about him. Yeah, that's all the main characters in the first Mario movie. Besides Kamek, who's just someone who admires Bowser, kind of like the same way the Toads admire Princess Peach, just loves everything about Bowser and just wants to help him out, keeps catering to his ego. So somehow I completely forgot to talk about Donkey Kong throughout like my entire review, even though he's one of the major characters. I guess I was thinking about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and he's not in that movie. So talk about Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong a little bit. Cranky Kong he's a minor major character. He only really shows up to, he just plays the leader role of the Kongs, and he is arrogant and doesn't really care to help situations as far as we can tell. When Peach, comes to talk about Bowser coming to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom, he's basically like, not our problem, and also doesn't want anyone to fight alongside the Kongs, because he's like, we're such a great army and everything, why do you deserve to fight with us, right? And Donkey Kong's kind of the same way, just more, he's not a leader. He's just basically the strongest Kong, obviously, so he's very arrogant and proud of himself and likes to show off, which his father, it's his father in the movie, right? His father is kind of embarrassed about him being like that showboaty. Like, Cranky Kong is proud of Donkey Kong, but at the same time he's just like disappointed that he shows off the way he does. Yeah, Donkey Kong, arrogant, hot-headed, quick-tempered, and also, like I said, he's a main character in the movie. He fights against Mario, helps save everyone in the kingdom. I mean, everyone who's captured by Bowser when they're all falling. He pulls them up with the chain, and he even fights Bowser in the last final battle. Mario and Donkey Kong have that same hot, quick-tempered thing about them, which is something I didn't bring up about Mario's personality when I first talked about him. But it's kind of a major character trait he has, where he's just ready to jump into anything at a moment's notice when it comes to getting what he wants. He's very adamant. Like in one of the earlier scenes of the movie, when he's fighting Foreman Spike, he instantly like threatens Foreman Spike just because he's picking on Luigi, which is more shows more of like Mario's bond with Luigi than anything else, and like how he wants to protect Luigi. But still, like, it still shows how he's basically ready to jump into a fight at a moment's notice. And when he was talking to Peach, he wasn't obviously he wasn't gonna fight her, but he was like demanding that he goes on the journey with her like immediately. Sometimes he backs down from this a little bit when he I guess he realizes he kind of steps out of line. Like when talking to Peach, he's like he's like please, he switches the attitude a little bit. And then, like I said, that's why him and Donkey Kong fight. He's very hot-tempered. Before the fight even starts with Donkey Kong, when him, Peach, and Toad get to the Kong Kingdom and want to fight with the Kong army, they need their assistance. Cranky Kong says no, and Mario's just like, oh, no, we're not leaving without your army. He's demanding it. So, which is interesting of a personality trait for him to have, because he's also not confident about himself, which is, those two things seem very contradicting. Like he's gonna demand what he wants, but he's not confident that he's really able to get what he wants. So in a way, he's just kind of, I guess that's what a hot-tempered person does. They get ahead of themselves. They bite off more than they can chew. So I guess it kind of fits. But normally you'll see someone who is arrogant about themselves and also demanding stuff from people. But Mario's just not that. He's not confident about himself. All right, so this is me in the future talking about the first Mario movie, because I think I should add a part. I don't think I really talked about the story too much in depth. The story is about Mario starting out as this failing plumber with Luigi. He's having a hard time trying to get his business started, and his family's not helping him out. They're like talking down on him, and then they think they have their chance to do something good to prove themselves. That there's this big flood going on in the city, and then they just fail at that basically. Well, they don't really fail, they don't really get to change, things. They just get sent to like this underground place where they find a warp pipe and get transported to the Mushroom Kingdom, where they get separated. Luigi gets sent to Bowser's Land and captured. Mario gets sent to the Mushroom Kingdom and finds Toad, who leads him to the princess to help him find Luigi. Peach was already going out of her way to, go stop Bowser anyways. So helping Luigi or bringing Mario along the way is just kind of like a bonus. The paths just kind of intertwine. Mario has to go save Luigi. Peach has to go stop Bowser. Luigi's in Bowser's Land, so go ahead. Even though Peach didn't want Mario to join right away, she just kind of like she didn't, but she also did. She just quick to not just her. The plot's just quick to like make certain stuff happen. They have a little bit of pushback when it comes to the story, but then they just like get over it like real quick. Like even later in the story when they're first going to the Kong Kingdom, which is basically the next scene. The next major important scene in the movie is getting to the Kong Kingdom, where again they have like a quick pushback of like, oh no, you can't, the Kongs aren't gonna help you, and it's like, oh well, you know what, we'll help you if you give us some entertainment. If you beat Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong was saying, Mario, if you beat Donkey Kong, if you beat Cranky Kong, wanted Mario to beat his son in a battle, and then he would join the army, but that was supposed to be like still a no, because, Cranky didn't think that could happen, which leads you to the Mario Kart scene, which leads you to basically the final battle from there. There's scenes in Bowser's Land where it goes back and forth between Luigi and Bowser. Luigi in the cage, Bowser doing whatever he's doing, like kind of preparing for the wedding, preparing to take over the Mushroom Kingdom, mostly just preparing to propose to Peach. The scenes link up together at the Mario Kart scene where Bowser attacks Mario and the crew. From there, it's just Peach surrendering and then trying to make a plan to defeat Bowser while faking the wedding, and then Mario and Donkey Kong breaking free out of the eel that they were eaten by and going to save everybody. You get the battle going on. Peach fights Bowser. Mario stops a bullet bill from blowing up, even though it blows up anyways, but it blows up inside the warp pipe, which takes everyone into Mario's world. And then they have the final battle there where they win by using the Superstar. Again, the movie is very fast-paced. Like, it just stops to have no development of any kind. Like I said, there's pushback, and then immediately you get the answer to move the plot forward. Honestly, the longest pushback was the freaking dog scene in the very beginning, and that was the worst scene in the freaking movie. The dog scene, dude, like, I really wish that scene wasn't there. Even if it was just, like, cut completely and they didn't add anything in return, that would be fine. That dog scene was just... it was so bad. But, other than that, movie was good. I don't have too much more to say about the Mario movie. Everything that Mario has in, like, his games has just been put into the movies in little increments across like every bit of the runtime. Basically, Easter egg hunt throughout the entire movie. Yeah, that makes it very fun to watch. Very fun to watch, and very fun to rewatch it to like look for stuff that you might have missed. But for the more interesting part, the Mario Galaxy movie, this movie is like a 10 out of 10 for me, like I said in my quick review. You know what? Almost a 10 out of 10. I cannot say it's a 10 out of 10. It's a 9. It's so close. It's so close. Everything in the entire movie, all the way up until the end, is just like really good. Now, they still do the quick scene changes. So like they, have something going on and then change it into another something else going on very quickly. But I feel like they did it a little better. The pacing is not a little bit. It's so much better. I feel like everything that they did in this movie felt like it was an actual result of what happened in the previous scene, and felt not always necessary, but it felt like it was something that could reasonably happen. Like when they fell from the castle, when Bowser Jr. was taken up, they fell onto the Honey Hive Galaxy, which was just a little reference, and that that whole scene lasted like 30 seconds, probably maybe a minute. But they got there from something, from like being transferred over, from being lifted up into space. That's how it happened. I do wish that they spent a little more time in these scenes for the most part, but it's not enough to the point where I would want to dock the movie points for it. I feel like it was like the scenes went on for just long enough for it to not really dock the movie any points, at least for me anyways. But this movie still keeps a lot of the just throw Mario elements into the movie, and you can go watch through it and find a whole bunch of Easter eggs. It's the exact same way as the first movie. The story is just done better and it's paced better, and the action scenes are way better. There's way more action scenes too. The extra Nintendo characters. I did not mention this on the freaking quick review because it's not a spoiler because it was in a trailer. Apparently I did not see the trailers, and I'm so glad I did not see the trailer of Fox being in the freaking movie, because goddamn Fox being in the movie. I'm not really much of a Star Fox fan, but seeing Fox in the movie, it just was so amazing, man. Like, he fits so well. Like, if literally anyone who doesn't know Mario would probably just think Fox is just a character from Mario. Like, that's how well he fit into the movie. It just seems so perfect. And he was characterized so amazingly. Like, it was just so perfect. And the way the other characters were put in, there was a little cameo of Pinkman. Rob being in there was funny. Mr. Game & Watch in there, freaking funny. And like I said, just done in a way where it makes sense to be in the movie. It's not just plopping a character in there just because, hey, this is another Nintendo character, let's just throw him in there. No, it made sense of why the character was showing up there. Rob's a robot. He's like a basic robot, so you can literally pop him in anything and it would make sense. So, but yeah, dude, I love Fox in that movie so much. So this story is about them going to save Rosalina. So there is a princess captured this time in the movie instead of going to save Luigi. And yeah, so when Rosalina gets captured, a message is sent out to Princess Peach, and she goes off to save her. Like, that's why in the first movie, I'm like, oh, you know what? It kind of makes sense that the plot took off so quickly, because that's just Peach's character. She sees someone in danger or a threat coming on, and she's just like, let's go deal with it. Let's just go deal with it. And that's what she does. Mario says, let's talk about this in the morning. Peach is like, no, I'm just going to go. And she goes off with Toad. And then, you have that little scene of like Mario and Luigi doing all these things. Oh, and Yoshi's in the movie too. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi doing all these things to save the Mushroom Kingdom. And it's just like little clips of them basically going through what would be the levels in the Mario games. That's what you see them going through. And I was just like, that fits the montage just fit really well, because you didn't really need to have a clip of them going through like an entire World 1-1 stage that did not have to take up a full 2 minutes of the movie or whatever. They just fit clips of like what would be World 1, the grass world, the freaking sky world, the freaking water worlds, the ice worlds, all that stuff, So yeah, that was really cool. And then Bowser being in the movie, Bowser was an ally in the, well, not really an ally. He was just kind of an annoyance to them. Not, I mean, he was annoying them in the beginning. Well, he was annoying Mario in the beginning. Him and Luigi got like a bond going on, I guess. It was just basically one of those times where they team up in the Mario games, placed into the freaking Mario movie. He's a lot comical in this movie, a lot more comical. In fact, I don't think he was threatening at all, not even really at the end. I'll get to that. But yeah, so Bowser is just a comic relief basically in this movie. And real villain Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. freaking, he was so good in this movie, man. He was more threatening than Bowser in the first movie. He freaking showed up and started just like getting to business. He freaking was messing with Rosalina and ended up kidnapping her. He freaking showed up to fight Mario and Luigi, and they struggled so hard against him. Like they couldn't do anything basically. They only got away because what the heck happened? I think Kamek screwed Bowser Jr. up actually. Because I'm pretty sure he showed up and they were able to like send him off by hitting a freaking button on the ship or whatever. Bowser Jr. was really awesome in the movie. But yeah, we briefly jump over to Peach to show what she's doing, and she's just trying to get to, she's trying to get to the galaxy. There is a little, there's a part where when it immediately jumps to Peach and Toad, they have like a kind of a side quest where a monkey steals Toad's backpack or whatever. And so they go to like this, like a nightclub, a criminal's nightclub or something like that. So, that's a better word to describe, but whatever. So they show up there. You have freaking Wart there, and it was freaking crazy to see Wart as like, he's a crime boss or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that ultimately is why they're able to find where they're supposed to go. It's also technically a side quest, but it fits into the movie. Yeah, that scene was pretty awesome. Peach taking out all those freaking bad guys at once, and then when Wart was, I'm about to get serious, I think it was funny to just like not have Wart be like an actual threat, I think that was just so funny for Wart, freaking one-time villain in the Mario series. Didn't get a big like showdown in the movie. Peach just shut him up. That was so funny. If it had been like any other kind of fight in the movie with any other villain, I probably would have been mad. But since it was like Wart, I'm just like, bro, it just has to be, because Wart is just he's just a kind of a joke when it comes to Mario villains, because like, he's a one-time villain in the series. He loses to vegetables. The next part, so this is when they get Fox, and then they have like a space battle real quick, and everyone meets up. They all get on the ship together, whatever, and then you have a space battle with Star Fox music in freaking space, because that's the setting. It's freaking awesome, dude. And this other part of the movie with the dinosaur, it's like a little Yoshi Island side quest. And I feel like that part of the movie could have been cut, but I also understand why it's in there, because, like I said, it's like a Yoshi Island, because, like, Mario and Luigi turned into babies, and Toad briefly turns into babies. So, and Yoshi has to save them. So, yeah, it's a Yoshi Island side quest, and it's, like, it's not too out of the way, like, it's not too forced in. I think it fit just fine, but if I were to have any part of the movie kind of either cut out or just reduced down so that other parts could shine, it would probably be that. You could still probably like put the babies in there, but just have like the dinosaur chase scene happen maybe like immediately, like maybe Yoshi lands on a different part of the island or the planet. Wait, didn't Yoshi land on a different part of the planet? Or did they go off? Well, I don't know, but the point is they do baby shenanigans, which is kind of a trope I don't really like in movies, where like babies are just kind of like just doing all this wacky stuff. It's like, whoa, what are you doing, baby? And then, they're climbing on stuff they're not supposed to, and then they almost got hurt, but didn't actually get hurt. Whoa, so crazy. And you just see that in TV shows and movies all the time, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, I guess I'm tired of it. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, that's probably one of my least favorite parts of the movie. But that really would only like knock the movie down by like 0.5 of a point, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's really not that bad. It's not that not that offensive. Yeah. It's literally just not my favorite part of the movie, that's all. Yeah, so but they get back in space, they start fighting, they get ready for the big final battle with the freaking Fox is piloting the Comet Observatory, bro. That's so cool, dude. Like, Fox being in a movie is so freaking awesome. I just can't stress that enough. Like, I had the biggest smile seeing this guy who, like, I never played Star Fox before, really. Like, maybe like 3 seconds of it on like a freaking demo or whatever. But seeing Fox in the movie just can't stress that enough. So amazing. Yeah, but when you get into the final battle, this is where the movie dropped off for me. It was awesome, but also felt so rushed. Like, I feel like things didn't get time to settle. And I just wish at the end, well, there's two things that I didn't really like. I didn't like Bowser's changing character because it felt so forced, which I guess it was. Like, quite literally, Bowser Jr. kind of forced him to be a little, to like get back to his like aggressive ways, but it didn't seem like there's really any drive to do it without like I feel like though, like, pushing him to like want to take over makes sense, but forcing him to be mad at Peach and Mario just doesn't really seem to make sense for me. Like, it would have kind of made more sense if he was just kind of like, this is nothing personal, but I gotta take you guys out, but instead they just kind of try to make him seem mad about stuff that he wasn't even like mad about anymore, and it just didn't really, I don't know. And then the other thing about that is that, like, it felt forcing him to be mad, and then forcing Mario and Peach to be sad, like when they defeated Bowser and Bowser Jr. It's just like they got sad for Bowser falling in the lava, and then like, oh shoot, no, now we gotta fight him, and then got sad immediately afterwards when Bowser Jr. was almost about to die. Just kind of like flip-flopping emotions back and forth. And I guess it's kind of in character for Mario to just change on a dime when he sees someone actually in danger, and when he's like sees someone's emotions or whatever. Cause I mean, that's what he does. Like, he's helped the villains out before, so it's not like out of character for Mario to just be like, oh man, it's a bad guy or whatever, but I don't really want to see, I don't want to see this family getting separated, because, they seem to care about each other. It's like, and it's just kind of unfortunate. So when he has the power to do something about it, he does. But at the same time, like, you try to talk him out of it, he doesn't listen, and then like you defeat him, and then you feel bad about it when he's like, well, I tried to, I don't know. I can't really say anything. I would do like the exact same thing in that situation, like me personally. But it's mostly just the fact that Bowser was forcefully mad at them. I feel like it should have just been like, there should have been some kind of conflict that forces Bowser's anger again. I don't know, maybe Star Fox. Maybe in the ship, Fox gets a hit on like Bowser Jr. and hurts him or something, and that makes Bowser mad. Or I don't know, just anything at all. Or like I said, just make Bowser just be like, this isn't personal, but I'm meant to rule over everything, so I have to take you guys down. Could have did it that way. And then the other part that I didn't enjoy was the scene of Peach trying to get to Rosalina and her struggling to do it. You know, there's some time to watch her try to platform up to Rosalina and struggle and try to open the thing. I feel like that part should have been shortened or just taken out entirely. Well, not entirely. Well, yeah, taken out entirely. You can just see her like she's there trying to get Rosalina out. Like, yeah, show her like getting to the platform, but there was no reason to have that friggin' struggle like it was a complex platforming system. Just not that interesting to me, and I feel like that time should have been put into the actual final battle with not just Bowser Jr. and Bowser, because they had enough time to battle, right? But when that purple dragon shows up, the dragon from Mario Odyssey, that should have had some time as a final battle. Like, this is it. Now we're fighting this actual monster that has no feelings. You know, Bowser and Bowser Jr., they have emotions, and they're family. You care about their dynamic or whatever. But this dragon, no, this is a reckless, freaking uncontrollable monster on a rampage that needs to be put down. And we just like get it killed immediately. And what really makes me sad about it is the red star power up is my favorite power up, and freaking Mario gets to use it for 5 seconds, like in the real Mario Galaxy game. And god dang, I thought it would get time to shine in here. Like, dude, I wanted this thing. I wanted that to be like an epic final act. It didn't have to go on for the longest time, but you could have, like I just said, you could have took the time you used for Peach to try to platform up to Rosalina. You could have took that time out and put it into the purple dragon fight and just have them like Mario chasing it around, or Mario being chased around for a while, and then like the dragon tries to like bite him, and he like dodges this way, dodges that way, freaking does a loop back, and then charges up his spin attack and knocks that dragon out or something, anything, but it just like literally showed up and just dies. I'm just like, why? Why would you do that? The movie was almost a 10 out of 10. It was so perfect all the way through, besides that little tiny dip in the Yoshi Island thing. That also might be because I don't really like... Yoshi's not my favorite character. So that also might be why that was a little dip for me. Speaking of Yoshi, you know, Yoshi's portrayed as this friendly character that can just like automatically gets along with everyone, and that checks out. That fits. That's great. But yeah, that freaking fight should have lasted longer. I am so sad because the movie was almost so great. They either should have took out Peach's part or just extended the movie a little longer. Like, anything could have freaking been done to give that purple dragon scene the freaking final fight finish it should have had. That's the movie. It was just almost so like perfect, dude. Like, I don't really have much more to say. I could speak about Rosalina. You know, she's great to see. She's one of my favorite Mario characters. And as you see in the Mario Galaxy games, you know, she's a powerful character. She really was like Bowser Jr.'s big mecha ship was not a threat to her, even though like Bowser Jr. himself is a threat to like the Mario gang entirely. But even with his like ship or whatever, he did not stand a chance against Rosalina, and he had to like catch her off guard a little bit, play a little dirty, try to hit the babies, the Lumas, and then she she gets another scene where she's could have freaking broke out by herself, but you know, again gets attacked. Bowser Jr. gets a lucky hit in, and then so powerful at the end that you know you did just terraform the planet, change it into a freaking planet of lush green life. You know, along with Peach, you know, they're sisters in this movie. And like I said, for an adaptation, perfectly fine, especially since that was intended in like the original ideas of Mario Galaxy. Rosalina and Peach were supposed to be related in some way, and probably might still be. If you ever watched a game theory about them, or any theories in general, any theories about Rosalina, could be related to Peach, like a daughter from the freaking distant a distant timeline or something, like a looped something like that. I think it's interesting to see Peach have such strong magical powers. I mean, it's combined with Rosalina's power that makes it super strong. But Peach has always been a magical character, but it just isn't usually something that's like brought up too much. And then seeing her perform such powerful magic at the end of the movie is just like so interesting to see. I kind of want to see the next Mario movie thinking about it like that. Which is a thing I should be talking about, the next Mario movie, which is gonna have Daisy. If the three of them are like three sisters, that'll be crazy. I don't think they'll go that angle. But that would be pretty crazy if it's like all three of them are like sisters. That would be pretty crazy. I hope Wario's in the next movie too. He's kind of an important character when it comes to Mario. Like, he's actually related to Mario, so I feel like I'm surprised he wasn't at the family dinner. I mean, I guess he probably got kicked out. Like, he probably got banished from the family. But yeah, being Mario's cousin, I hope he's in the movie. That could have an interesting dynamic. You got Mario, Luigi brothers, or maybe Daisy could be a cousin. So like you have cousin Wario, and now a cousin to Peach and Rosalina. And so you have like the three freaking Mario, Luigi, Wario, Peach, Rosalina, and Bowser. Bowser, what the fuck? Why did I say Peach, Rosalina, and Daisy? Yeah. And in terms of, you'll probably get the Koopalings as villains this time around, because I mean they're like the next main important villains, and actually it probably will be the Koopalings, but at the same time I kind of don't want. There'll have to be a reason for Bowser to go back to being a villain, unless it's now treated as like a freaking a friendly rivalry. Just kind of have a friendly chat while they're like battling or whatever. Kind of like how I was previously talking about, like no hard feelings type thing, but I still deserve to be ruler of the galaxy. Mario's like, yeah, well, I'm still gonna put a stop to you. No hard feelings, right? And they go with the dynamic like that. If not, like if they try to have Bowser be ferocious again for the plot, I don't know. Like you could make it work again, like if they have some kind of conflict going on, like something they actually get into a fight over. Like maybe Mario and Peach are talking about having a wedding or something, and Bowser sees that, and that we sparks some hate into him. Now I'm enjoying brainstorming about the next Mario movie. I literally have not thought about what the next movie could be this entire time until I started this recording. Like just right now, at this very moment, in live time, this is me first thinking about the freaking third Mario movie. It could just be Wario as the main villain. But at this, like, they're gonna have Bowser in there, obviously. And he's obviously gonna have to be a villain, but could he be like a villain on the side and Mario takes over as the main villain? Because that would be like going through the plot of Super Mario Land as like the bigger main story would be pretty crazy. Like obviously they're gonna incorporate other Mario games into this into the movie, like they do every single movie. Like they had Mario Odyssey in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. But if they do like since Daisy's coming in, and if they have Wario as the main bad guy, which he's kind of the only missing link to Mario at this point, because you have Donkey Kong. He was in the freaking Donkey Kong wasn't in the second movie at all. Dang, crazy. But yeah, so you have Donkey Kong, you have Yoshi. I mean, Yoshi's kind of a main Mario character, but Yoshi has his own spin-off series too, so that's something like Donkey Kong. And then so the other character that for Mario that has their own spin-off series is Wario. So having Wario be the main focus this time around would be pretty interesting. I'm just having freaking Super Mario and Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2 be the main focus, dude. That'd be crazy. Like, the freaking Game Boy games is now the freaking the main story of a freaking Mario movie. So yeah, these are really good movies. The first one just needed to... the first one, I guess, just wanted to make sure that Mario was in a movie, like actual Mario content in a movie. And the Super Mario Galaxy movie kind of was able to build off of that in a way, so it could have like more focus and put things into a better situation. And I hope the third movie has a better ending and perhaps a little more Titan focused, or not a little more Titan focused, a little more actual time to the movie. Like, I know probably since they're kid movies, or also movies that kids are supposed to enjoy, that they would have shorter runtime than some other movies. But I feel like having a 2-hour movie would do it some good. Not that it's really necessary to have the movie have that much runtime. Like I said, you could also just like tighten the focus a little bit. I think the Super Mario Galaxy movie it barely had moments where the focus was a little like trying to still incorporate as much stuff as possible without worrying if it affects the story or not, Like I said, there's the freaking Honey Hive Galaxy that was shown in the movie, which either needed more screen time or could have been cut out. I don't think it's bad the way it was put in there, but that part of the movie it's not a highlight, I guess I would say. It's not bad, it's not a highlight. And then the Yoshi Island reference, not bad, not a highlight. It's just like those two parts and then the ending. So that's my review. How do you all like the Mario movies? Like I said, I don't have to keep repeating myself. First movie, 8 out of 10, or like a 7.5. Mario Galaxy movie, 9.5 out of 10. So close to being a perfect movie, but just fumbled the bag a little bit.